Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. Now, it's well known that Scotland has a massive substance abuse problem and the highest death rate accompanying that in Europe. And of course, this is a terrible thing in and of itself, but there is someone who's supposedly responsible for sorting this out. And I don't mean Humza's brother-in-law, he's only adding to the problem. But Elena Whittam is the minister responsible, the one who's supposed to be fighting this, combating it, sorting it out. But she can't, because she's not there. She's taken a leave of absence. She's run away for health reasons. I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve it, and I do wish her well. I wouldn't wish illness on anyone, having been subjected to it myself. But why has she not been replaced? If she's not there to do the job, then get rid of her and put someone else in. Someone has got to take control of this problem. It's spiralling out of control and nobody is caring one iota. It's the SNP way, I suppose. If they can increase misery and poverty, then all to the good. We'll take a look at this to see where Elena's gone and why no one seems to be bothered about this crisis. Here goes. So SNP's substance death crisis continues to spiral as the minister in charge is off work for health reasons. And as I say, regular viewers will know I was about 6 months ago now. I was in hospital for a week. I was ill. I still videoed from hospital. I had to do little flash videos from there because, got to keep it churning. The machine likes you to keep producing. But I couldn't obviously do the full videos. But I was in a bad way for, several days. And then in the end, I was well, but they wouldn't release me. And it was horrible. I hated it. But at least it was a better hospital than the first time that happened. And I was in awful, awful way. You can go back and have a look at the video on that one. Kettering Hospital. It was the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life, I think. But anyway, new figures show... Interesting tangent, Dave. Anyway, new figures show that there were 267 drug deaths in Scotland just 3 months, with opposition critics blasting this as heartbreaking amid the news that the minister, Elena Whittam, is currently not in post. And there she is, picture of her. And is she going bald? I don't know if that's related to the illness, but she looked very, very thin on top. And it's very unusual in women, isn't it? Me, God, you can see I'm going pink on top, But it's not common in women, is it? I'm not judging her, not saying that at all. Maybe the illness related, who knows? Anyway, the SNP government have been accused of not getting to grips with the ongoing death crisis, substance abuse death crisis in Scotland. New figures continue to look bleak for 2023. Between September and November, there were 267 suspected deaths, just 6% lower compared to 2022. So it is falling, but only just. But even so, it is still way, way too high. It was confirmed last week that the current minister, Elena Whittam, has taken a leave of absence for health reasons and will be unavailable for a short-term period, which will probably be a number of weeks. Well, that's a number of weeks with nobody doing the job. So get rid of her. Say, fine, look, take as much time as you like. We're dropping you from cabinet and we're putting someone else in. When she comes back, you can swap it back out again. It's not an issue. Somebody's got to step up and, tackle this, or more people will die. And, surely human life is worth more than that. Even worth more than the cabinet salary. What price do you put on life? It seems very weird that nobody wants to step up. It now means, though, that there are no dedicated SNP ministers for 2 public health crises, the alcohol and the drug problem. Shona Robertson is taking over the brief until Whittam comes back, but she's already focusing on the budget. And boy, is that in a mess. And the UK COVID inquiry. I didn't want to mention it, but in passing, and that's a problem. And Justice Secretary Angela Constance will also be helping out, but has to deal with the ongoing legal sector reforms at the same time. So neither of them will be on their game. Neither of them will be concentrating on the main problem here. They'll be concentrating on their briefs. So just get someone in and say, look, go in 3-4 weeks, you do it, give you a little step up for 3 or 4 weeks, wherever long it takes. And then that gives you a bit of experience. And then when we come to do the next cabinet shuffle, who knows, may get stepped up permanently. Anyway, when asked about this, a spokesman for the First Minister said it is only a short-term arrangement and is not expected to be a prolonged period of absence. But you never know, do you, with these things? These sometimes drag on a lot longer than you think. But the latest statistics shine a light on the true scale of the issue in Scotland. And it is bad. It is massively bad. The radar, which is the alcohol, drug figures. I can't remember what the bloody thing stands for. Anyway, the radar figures show that between the 3rd of July and October the 1st, there were 2,423 total substance abuse-related hospital admissions in Scotland, which is 20% higher than the same period in 2022. So 20% increase in use and problems. Unbelievable. And this is because nobody is tackling it. This is because there's no policemen on the streets. This is because there's no one investigating. This is because society is breaking down and social care is not there. Nobody cares. Because they're too busy sending people abroad to their foreign embassies. Between September the 4th and December the 3rd, there were 1,138 total related substance abuse related A&E attendances, which is a 3% increase year on year. Still increasing, constantly going up. Between the same dates, there were 1,017 naloxone administration incidents by the Scottish Ambulance Service, which is a rise of 14% on the same year. It's just spiralling out of control, continually higher and higher. And nobody is doing anything. Nobody's policing this problem. No one's looking to source. No one's looking to supply. The police will drive down the street and there'll be the corner boys standing there. The police aren't pulling over and stopping them and arresting them and taking the stash. They're letting it happen. Scottish Tory Deputy Health Spokesman Tess White highlighted that they underlined once again the scale of Scotland's epidemic, which has spiralled out of control on the SNP's watch. She added, on top of the shocking tally of suspected drug deaths, the rise in the number of hospital admissions and A&E attendances related to these indicates that complacent nationalists are no closer to solving this national emergency. People are dying. People are being hospitalised. It's a massive problem. The crime associated with it is a massive problem. Clamp down on it. Either legalise them and sell them in shops or clamp down on it. Because they're making life a misery. Not just for the users, but the families of the users and society at large. It is nothing but misery. She said SNP ministers, having shamefully taken their eye off the ball, now seem to be relying on consumption rooms as the silver bullet, when they ought to be focused on improving access to treatment and rehab programs for those with the problems. Yeah, I mean, what's your response to the ever-increasing use of these things? Oh, we'll just give them somewhere nice to sit. Yeah, but won't that destroy the local neighbourhood? Yeah, but we don't care because we don't live there. The Scottish Government is helping Glasgow City Council open up a consumption room which will be a legal space for people to take illegal substances. The pilot is set to go ahead later on this year and can lead to other cities also adopting similar spaces. Yeah, but it isn't going to cure the problem, is it? It's just putting the problem in a little room. It's not going to stop the issue. And anyone who thinks it is a moron. But then they are the SNP. I wish her well. I hope she recovers. I don't like illness. It's horrible. But she really wasn't doing her job much, in the first place, was she? She's allowed this. While she was doing it, she's allowed it to spiral out of control. So you have to ask, is it worth her coming back? Stay off. Let's get someone in who can actually do something about it. Coming up. While nobody is dealing with it, people will die. Society's falling apart. And they're just sitting there in their little ivory towers looking down and thinking, yeah, well, at least it isn't us. And it doesn't matter who suffers, who pays for their heartlessness, their ruthlessness even, over the ills of society. Goes to show that, these people are so far removed from the pointy end of life that they just have no idea what goes on. They need to be thrown out, I think, and soon. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video, and I will speak to you later. Bye.